let's start it. And
Giacomo is here too. Hello, my friend Giacomo. How are you? Oops, he's gone again. He's in.
I think one other team member is also here from your team.
Who is it? I think.
Ramunas, I guess. Ramunas is from your team.
No, no.
Okay.
Let me see. Just Fin Street. Giacomo is here. I
Giacomo is
see
here.
him. I see him. Well, our lead developers, they are not always available because they are really hardworking, but we are very lucky today to have Giacomo with us. And one
Hi.
other thing, we had an AMA last week, another AMA, and it was very special for us because we've been working together for almost 3 years with the team members, but we have not met yet. We had not met
Okay.
yet, and last week they came to visit me, one of the two core members, Giacomo and Bruk. They came to visit me, and it was a really wonderful moment, because not
Yeah.
every decentralized projects members meet. So
Right.
this
Right.
is
Right. So this is the
one of
kind
them
of
came from Italy, Milan. The other one came from France, and they came to Turkey. It was really great, to be honest.
yeah. So because in a decentralized projects, definitely the team is distributed all over the world. So no one gets to see more often each and everything. So what like should we start, or Giacomo will be joining in next?
Giacomo is writing me that he says he can't hear for some reason. He said try joining. I'm chatting with him right now.
Okay. So just ask him to join again, and maybe there was
Okay.
some
I will ask him to. I will ask him to use his phone instead of the computer, if because it will be the same.
right, right. That would work, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We'll be basically talking about the crypto bill as well, and
Mhm.
feel free to put your queries in the comment section, and we'll be rewarding our users. The most activity who'll be doing in this AMA. So we'll be rewarding like one particular audience from the audience and one particular person basically. And so please be really active with your queries if you may have any sort of queries. So please feel free to ask in the chat box. And so Tamer is here, and like most of another team member will be joining. Tamer is the founder of Sinovate. So let's start this conversation, and we'll basically move forward with the so basically with all the use cases around Sinovate and what you guys are building, and accordingly we'll see it around. So thank you for joining, guys. With FinStreet, as you know, you guys know, like FinStreet is India's first crypto education platform. So we are awaiting people about different use cases with some great projects. So this is the one of the project that we are covering, that we are doing this this AMA session with is Cinovate. Cinovate is a decentralized, community-driven platform where you can basically store your data in a decentralized way. I feel if I can talk about in a very simple manner. So this is the decentralized version of Google Cloud, and so this is basically you have the keys and you have the control over your data. So Tamer is with us. Thank you for joining, Tamer, and he's the founder of Innovate. And so he basically, if we want to, if you can just brief us about, like, from very basic, like what exactly is the idea behind Innovate, like how you guys started, and when you guys started. And so this is we want to basically introduce our audience to Innovate in this particular way. Yeah.
Sure. Welcome everyone. We are very happy to have the first AMA with the Indian community, and we are planning to enter the Indian market starting with this AMA, and we will be soon announcing the listing of Coin Indian Exchange too, a native Indian exchange.
Right,
Uh,
right.
Synovate it was it was a bootstrap project from the Bitcoin Talk org forum. Everything started like that, and the team members were all decentralization fanatics, and we decided to start a project just like Bitcoin with no pre-mine, no ICO, no pre-sales,
Mhm.
and Bitcoin gave the power of money in the hands of users, and we decided to give the power of data, information in the hands of users, and everything started like that, and it's evolving every day with new ideas. But the main idea is to have your data yourself private and decentralized. This is the main goal
Totally,
of the
totally, yeah.
Innovate.
Yeah,
And
Tamer. So this is the kind of narrative that is going around in all over the world related to the privacy of your own data. So I believe like definitely we have some great potential in the future in terms of like the kind of technology that we have and the kind of technology that we are building. So we just want to start with this particular problem, the big data problem. If you can just very simply, if you can tell about the to our audience like what this means actually, this big data problem, and basically after we will that will talk about the solutions to them.
sure. Giacomo is here too. Welcome, Giacomo. Giacomo is our lead
Hello all,
developer.
sorry for being late. I had some issues with my computer.
Hi
No, no,
Giacomo, a
no worries.
pleasure to be in a like to have a discussion with you, Jack. So just to introduce Giacomo about, so Giacomo is the lead core developer with Sinovate. So thank you for joining, Giacomo, and definitely would love to hear your insights. And as you are in industry from past wide years, so the audience would definitely love to hear about your experience, and for sure, thank you so much for joining. Yeah.
Thank you for having me here. So yeah, I've been a cryptocurrency developer for a few years now, I think like 5 or 6 years. I started back in the day with some smaller projects, and then I've slowly been moving up. And right now I'm working with Cinovate on these different technological improvements which we aim to bring to the blockchain scene. That's basically my point. I'm very technical, very straightforward, down to the, core technical points.
Uh-huh. That's amazing. So we'd love to hear about some like about the technologies that you guys are building, like around the infinity nodes and infinity chain, and basically other basically the around the problem that we are solving. So yeah, Tamer, we were talking about the a little bit about the big data problem. If Giacomo, if you can just basically shed some light on this problem and how we are solving, so that would be really great.
Yeah, well, market performance has shown that the main competition
Yeah,
right now is around user data and how that user data is protected, how that user data is stored, how that user data is being used. And we've
agree,
seen
agree.
that the current trend right now for big tech companies is to take all the data people will store in their cloud and just use it and sell it to advertisers or sell it to governments, to sell it to whoever they want to sell it to. And of course, I mean, this is an issue because if you think about it, this is our data, it's not their data. Of course, we
Definitely.
agree to use the service and we give away all our
Mhm.
data, but in a better scenario, we could actually choose to keep our data for ourselves and only share what we actually want to share, which probably is the best idea and solution. So that's where Cinovate comes in, and that's where infinity nodes come in too. So what we basically chose to do is set up an incentive structure
Uh-huh.
where, with the right incentive, somebody can run a node, and running this node will get them an economic return. So he gets his own incentive by getting an economic return, but at the same time, he offers hosting through his own
Mhm.
server to every single person who wants to participate, and he gets paid for that too. So moving the
Amazing.
burden from big tech companies to, decentralized node owners, and that's more or less the core idea behind the project.
Oh, amazing. That's really amazing. So, we have some sort of questions like that people are asking around it. So basically, just to take one question, like this is the one question that is from Kamal, like how much data we can save in Synovate? How much data we can save in a decentralized way in Synovate? So, Giacomo, can you take this? Yeah.
Sure, sure. Well, there's no real limit because as long as there's demand, the market will react to reach that demand. So as long as you want to store some data, somebody will come up to you and say, sure, store it in my Infinity node, or he will put up an offer for you to store it there. So as long as there's demand for people putting data up, there's going to be more money flowing in, and more money flowing in is going to drive more Infinity nodes. More Infinity nodes is going to make, more capacity. More capacity is going to make the network larger. Network larger, more people want to join,
More
and so it's
secure.
going to be, yeah.
Right.
The reason why we call them infinity nodes is because they can be infinite number of
There can
nodes.
be infinite number of nodes.
So
Right.
sky is the limit in this situation.
Truly. So yeah, so I guess this is your answer to your question, Kamal. And Shivani is asking like, where can we buy Sinovate? So as Tamer recently talked about, like they are in process to list it on the Bayou Coin, which is one of the most popular Indian exchange. So what is basically is there any finalized listing date, Timer, and any like we should know about the timelines, if you can tell us about?
It will be like tomorrow or maximum the next day. The announcement will be, and we will be listed with INR and USDT pairs.
Oh yeah, these are most trending pairs. So definitely that would be really great. So another question that we have is like, what makes Cinovate different from other decentralized cloud storage, which is like Filecoin and Chaya that people. This is the one question that people are talking about right now. So
well,
just
infinity nodes is our biggest difference because infinity nodes are burned to run nodes. For example, when a user decides to create a node, he needs to burn the collateral coins, which gives him a 12-month limited time frame to run his node. This 12-month limited time frame is like a 12-month contract. If a user burns the coins, he needs to get back his initial investment first, and then he needs to get the passive income incentives on top of his initial investment. So a node owner must run his node for 12 months. If he cancels it before, he will be at loss. If he doesn't cancel it, then he will win. And also this 12-month makes our cloud contract the longest cloud contract. We will need less backups, and we will have more stability about them. And Giacomo can give some technical details about it too.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
really
absolutely. So the main point is, as Thomas said, when you burn a node, you need to make sure that your node is always online so that you can make back what you burned. And that's a big incentive because people will try to make the best effort at keeping the node up. And so once you have people trying to keep the nodes up, we will probably have a very strong upstate capability. So I doubt we will see like the network be unstable or there's going to be some issues with files. I don't see that happening because of how the network is built right now. And I feel like that's the biggest difference from different competitors.
So yeah, like these the infinite chains, basically infinite node structure that we have is currently standing out from the other projects like Saya and Filecoin. So yeah, thank you so much for answering.
I can add some things, Nishan.
Please. That would be
I want to give some basic information about decentralized cloud. Decentralized cloud, every project is superior to centralized cloud, but speed is the problem. Upload speed is the problem. You can use Google Cloud for free, but you won't have your data private, but you can upload a file on Google Drive very fast, or any other centralized. But with the current decentralized cloud providers, because of the need of many backups, because of the short time contracts, and because of the split files, it takes ages to upload files right now. Decentralized
Right.
cloud is very slow right now. Our difference will be our speed. Our speed will be as fast as Google Cloud, if not faster. Because we will not have split files. We will have decentralized distributed files, but not split. And our capacity in time will be higher. And the need for many backups, we won't need many more backups like the others. Because, for example, I can give you an example. With Saya, with Filecoin,
Mm-hmm.
user can set up a node, home node, but the internet connection, the network speed, the downtime, there are many risks. In ours, infinity nodes are all from the data centers with very fast
Like,
network speed. With those network speeds, it just adds up to the speed every time, and we will have the best decentralized cloud structure when the time comes. We are moving in slow but surely steps.
mm-hmm.
We're we didn't have any funding, but we
Yeah.
only custom developed all our code. Infinity nodes are custom developed. Our proof of work algorithms are custom developed. Our upcoming
Mm-hmm.
proof of stake, but by Giacomo, is also fully custom made, and we will have a hard fork soon, like before the end of this year. And
Oh,
in this hard
amazing.
fork, we will combine proof of stake with proof of work, and with the infinity nodes, we will have we call it triple layered blockchain security. It will
Mm-hmm.
for a successful attack, it will cost like 25% of the market cap. So it will be like almost impossible to
Yeah, almost
have a success
impossible. Right, right, right.
for our cloud structure, because speed is very important, but stability and security is more important. So we will have everything that's needed for a perfect decentralized cloud structure.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for the detailed explanation around this. And Temar, like around as we were talking about the proof of work, so I had this particular. If you can shed some light on like X25X technology that is currently associated with the proof of work. So I don't know like if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. So what this is all about, like X25X pools that is currently you guys have associating.
Well, X25X was built like 1.5 years ago, and with all the GPU algorithms, they get old, and they get optimized with FPGAs and stuff. And you always need to come up with a new algorithm. We are also planning to have a new algorithm in next year, mid next year, right, Giacomo?
Yep,
We're planning
absolutely.
a new algorithm. Our we used to be well, we are currently proof of work only, but with the addition of
Will be
proof of stake,
moving. Yeah,
proof of work will be less important, less energy consumption, but it will combine our
it will combine with the proof of stake, and you'll be launching it like
combine
within next.
security.
Right.
And Giacomo can give some technical info about it.
Yeah, well, we're still looking into the proper, conditions about that. So we're still not sure about what exactly we're going to be doing, but for sure we're going to be changing the algorithm. So that's a given.
It can be a CPU, GPU based algorithm. It can be like something like close to RandomX. We'll see. We're debating on it right now.
Amazing developments, guys. And so guys, as you can hear about these all the core technologies that are being integrated in the Synovate, and this is one of the most potential project that is currently in the crypto space right now, that is particularly basically providing a platform for the decentralized code to build onto it. So definitely we have some other questions as well, like so this is the similar question. If you can just like shed some light on it quickly, like how can we manage our big data problem, Giacomo, if you can take this, how can we manage?
Yeah, sure. Well, of course, first of all, the main issue with the big data problem is how you rely on certain services and how you should probably move away from them. Like most of us probably use some Facebook related or some Google related or some Amazon related service for our data. even without knowing it sometimes, and even without understanding exactly what we're giving them. So the
Totally.
main concept would be actually raising awareness and trying to make sure that people understand that when they press accept terms and conditions, they're pretty much signing away their whole life to a mega corporation, or at least the data they put on their phones. So that's probably the first step to solving the big data problem. You know, just making sure that people are aware and understand what they're
The
actually going through when they decide to use one of these services. And of
decentralized
course,
cloud platforms. Right, right, right.
yeah, moving to some other solution, which isn't a centralized cloud platform solution, like something like Synovate, would definitely help, because in that moment, not only you stop relying on the corporations, but you actually get back and own your own data. And so when you own your own data, you effectively solve the big data issue, as nobody else can access your own data except you in the centralized cloud, not even node owners have the private key for your funds. So as long as encryption holds and as long as the network is up, but we seem to have done a good job of keeping it running well, and we'll definitely keep an eye out on it. I suppose that Cinovate Cloud is probably a good solution, absolutely. In the
Absolutely.
case that you're using corporation bloated cloud or stuff like that, absolutely, you should definitely start looking into moving away.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much. And just, I guess there is some other questions as well. So one is basically, it seems very interesting. Can't wait to use it. So I guess this is not a question. It's a kind of comment. Definitely, you should use it, Himanshi. And want using decentralized data storage, make use of transactions. But so this is the one of the questions, Giacomo. Like, how can people basically shift on to like, what is the basic the best motivation for them to shift onto decentralized data storage platforms, like on the Synovate platform basically, like, as Google Drive is free for the current scenario, and how basically this thing, if you can answer on this, like, like how guys should see this.
Yeah, well, I think that there's a few reasons why somebody would choose to move to the centralized cloud. I think the first and most important one is for privacy. So, as long as you care about your private data, you would
Right.
also care about not giving it away. So, I think privacy is the most important. Then there's also a fact of reliability, as in Google Cloud could disappear tomorrow. I mean, it's not very probable, but it could happen, as it's a
Right.
centralized service and they could lose everything. They could just tell us we destroyed the service, sorry. That won't happen in the centralized cloud service, as decentralization doesn't let anybody pull the plug on Google Cloud, for example. So
Hmm.
reliability and privacy are the biggest points in favor to actually moving to the centralized cloud, at least in my opinion.
Truly, truly, I believe, like, if you are concerned about your data security and be the kind of, like, there was an hack in 2010, or I guess in 12, like iCloud hack, and after that, like, there is a narrative going around, like, you should definitely should have the security on your data. If so, definitely, if you are concerned about it, so definitely you need to shift it onto the decentralized cloud storage platform like Cinovate only, and so this is the whole point around it. So a lot of companies are claiming of data security. This is the next question that we have, Giacomo, and data can be leaked and hacked anywhere. How can Sinovate is giving 100% secure guarantee on secure data and securing their data? This is the.
Yeah, well, of course, when there's so many hacks going on and so many centralized services losing all the data, it's clear that we have to, raise additional security limits on so many things, and that one of the solutions we chose was end-to-end encryption for every single file which is uploaded to the cloud. This means that not only your file will be available on multiple Infinity nodes, but each Infinity node owner won't be able to look into your files and see what you're uploading, but they will need to have your private key to actually see the contents of the file. So using each and every single encrypted file instead of keeping them open is another layer of security. So even in the event of some hack happening to some infinity nodes, multiple infinity nodes, uh,
Right.
very difficult, but it can happen. Even in that case, there is also encryption to fight off. So after
Oh,
going through
amazing.
all the hassle, there's
Mhm.
also going to be encryption, and so the attacker would have to de-encrypt files. And as long as the encryption holds and there's no quantum attacks or something sci-fi like that, the files should be secure. So yeah, absolutely, encryption is another important part of decentralized cloud.
So yeah, I guess this answers your query, Priya. And Tamer, if you can just can you add on to this point? Like you were talking about 25% of the market cap, and along with that point, if you can add something on this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, for a successful attack of the chain, an attacker must own the 51% of the proof of work mining. But
Right. Right.
but more importantly, he needs to own the 51% of all the staked coins, connected wallets. And
Mhm.
if there, for example, 100 million, once our proof of stake will be available, uh,
Mhm.
it will be very beneficial for the stakers. And for example, let's say 100 million coins are being staked. The attacker must have more than 100 million Sinovate coins to not only the more than 100 million, but also he needs to have 100. It was 110 big infinity nodes, right, Giacomo?
Yeah,
He needs
it's
to own
it's a certain
110,
percentage.
yes, 110 big infinity nodes, and he also has to own the 51% of the hash rates. I can say it's impossible because
So it
if they want to have a successful attack, uh, they need to increase our price maybe 1,000 times. And
right. Right. So you can say it's completely certainly impossible to do that in
yeah,
this particular
it's
way.
impossible. Imagine Bitcoin using this tech, $1 trillion, let's say $1 trillion market cap. They need to invest in $250 billion to
To
have a success.
acquire that particular supply that needs to be basically acquired for the hack, right? So yeah, this is totally impossible. So
Whichever
that's
project
the clear point.
uses our code base and code, it will be impossible to get a successful attack because it will not be feasible. It's possible, but nobody will dare because of the cost.
Right, Tamer. Totally getting your point, and I believe like audience is getting the similar sort of understanding about like why this is one of the most secured like platform that you can rely upon, and definitely so this is totally impossible to basically do hackers to basically penetrate into this ecosystem, and so this is the kind of guarantee that we have currently on this. So
Like
next.
like like Giacomo said, a quantum attack or a sci-fi is the only possible way for now. Like we can say it's impossible.
Impossible, yeah,
Pretty much.
pretty much impossible. Totally. So, just moving on to the next question. So we have one on like so we can have infinite data storage, right? So this is the one of the question. So we have the infinite data storage, guys.
Well, yes, I think we answered this about there's no limit. It just depends on the demand, and
Demand,
and we
right?
don't have a cap for the data storage. For example, right now we have 2,000 infinity nodes. If there will be demand, every node can hold hundreds of terabytes of data every node. And if the demand will increase, we will have new tiers of infinity nodes, lower tiers, and we will add like tens of thousands of maybe hundreds of thousands of new nodes. And imagine, for example, in 5 years, 100,000 infinity nodes, and every infinity node is holding, storing 100 terabytes of data. Like
That's a
there's
huge
there's
number. Yeah.
basically no limit. It's
No
infinite.
limit. Yeah, it's infinite basically. This is the one of
Yes.
the most prominent advantage of being on Synovate. So this
But
is the
also
how
the fastness. That's the most important thing is the speed.
the speed is the one of the most important, along with the decentralization and the stability that we have, and the secure system that we have. So definitely there are a lot of advantages of Synovate that definitely you should participate. So one Mahadev is asking like from where to buy. We just answered this question. Within next 2 to 3 days, maximum 1 or 2 days, you will get to see the listing of with the INR and USDT pair on Bayou Coin. So definitely you can participate over there. And next question we have is, when will Synovate go to the moon? So definitely it will go to the moon as soon as you guys will participate actively in this. So totally we have that
Well,
sort of.
community is the only way to take the projects to the moon. So
Yeah, totally, totally. We understand.
we want to increase our Indian community. We already have a Indian community right now on our Telegram channel, and we want to increase. That's why we wanted to enter the Indian market. We think there's a big potential in the Indian market, and I like this hashtag India wants crypto.
Yeah. So it's one of the most you can say trending hashtag from past quite a time, and definitely like we have Indian government is also very, basically you can say, very supportive in regulating this as an asset class. So there was some FUD in like quite like 2-3 days back when like people were talking about they will gonna ban the private cryptocurrencies, but the FUD got cleared with the like government given its like official statement in that particular manner, like will there won't be any sort of ban. They are trying to get it regulated as soon as possible, because they don't want to left behind with this asset class, as they are seeing the kind of technologies that are being built it on and the solution that this technology is providing to them. So this is totally one of the most positive stance we have received from the finance minister and the prime minister of India itself. So
Well, in my humble opinion, there is nothing to be scared for the Indian bill from the government. It's not clear yet, but what I see is they want to regulate the privately owned cryptocurrency projects like Ripple, for example. And I think what the Indian government is doing is they are helping decentralization, because
right, right.
projects like Ripple are not decentralized and they will be regulated and controlled, maybe banned. But there is nothing to be scared for fully decentralized projects like Cinovate. And I think
Yeah.
it's a good move by the Indian government. There is nothing to have thought about this.
Totally, there is nothing to be scared about it, and just be in the basically try to learn new things by participating in the AMAs, and definitely. So I believe like if whenever we'll get the more clarification on the bill, we'll also have this sort of actions and videos onto our all the social media. You'll get to see over there. So till then, we are waiting for some sort of more information around it. So next, moving on to the further question that we have is, can you explain Synovate IDs? What can you just shed some light, Tamer, on this, like Synovate IDs? Right,
Ideas.
right.
IDS is the general name of our cloud, Incorruptible Data Storage.
Mhm.
We are building a cloud platform, and it will have its own protocol. It's called BFTP. It will be the file. It will be the blockchain-based file transfer protocol, and everything will run on top of it. We will have a mobile app. It's called Syncord Web3 Messenger. Syncord will be the actually will be the easiest cloud platform. Users will be able to send private messages. Will be able to use it as a messenger service like a WhatsApp, but it will not be
Yes,
free. It will be very cheap to use, but
very
it
cheap.
will be for people who cares about their privacy, like Giacomo said. And it will also store
Mhm.
files, upload files, and the storage time will depend on how long the user wants to store his data, and after that
Right.
it will disappear. For the instant messaging of the SYNCORD feature, there will be no data stored in the any server for the messaging, for the instant messaging.
Oh, so yeah, that's what decentralization means, and Tamer, I believe like this is one of the best use case around it, and the speed won't be compromised. Speed and everything will be very really fast, right? So
Exactly.
that people are should know about it. And does
Giacomo can also answer about this, like our platform a little.
yeah, IDS, if you can just explain
Yeah,
what it is.
absolutely. That's the name we use for our cloud. Of course, it's decentralized, and of course, it's fast, and of course, we're going to be working on it. It's going to come out soon enough. We're still choosing dates, but we still have some prototypes. We've already worked on the protocol. we're already defining some protocol types and stuff like that. That's, the basis. Once we have a good framework to build on, it's going to be the best way to build on stuff.
Great, Giacomo. And moving on to the next question that we have. Does Innovate provide us backup data security in case we lost our data due to some reason, or due to some, like, let's suppose they lose their keys and everything? So how is there any sort of backup data security that Priya is asking?
Giacomo,
Yeah.
please.
I'll take this. Yeah, well, right now we're still working on the protocol. So of course we're going to be adding new features. The more people need them, we're going to be looking for what people need and try and, give them what people need. The best way to build a successful project is identify the needs of your users and just tell them and give them what they need and what they're asking for. So of course, a backup solution is going to be added. Absolutely.
That would be really great, and just follow the kind of innovation that are being built with the enterprise that are basically, so just we'll keep them up to the date, and I believe like it will be live very soon. And so next question we have is, how many GBs or MBs can we get on Synovate? So it is like Tamer and Giacomo explained, like there is a kind of infinite storage that we have. So there is a, so definitely, so there is no limit on the storage systems. What makes it different from other clouds?
We
uh,
already answered that too.
yeah, what makes it so you need to basically be specific about like whether you are asking for the centralized clouds or the decentralized projects in the cloud storage that are working. So we have answered for both the queries, I believe.
Yes,
So
we answered them both.
now we have how Cinovate provides us security and can prove it better than the rest of the projects. So I
We
believe
answered that too.
this is also, we have answered it like with the infinite chain and infinite nodes that we have integrated in the system. So it actually stands out the Cinovate from the other projects, and this is the whole concept that we are building. Then what are the advantages of Cinovate if it provides speed like other cloud? Like, so this is the question that basically I can understand this particular I'm getting this idea, like this, the speed is like the other platforms, as you explained, like the speed is very much similar to the Google Cloud. So they're asking like, are we working on increasing the speed limit as well, or it will be like same to the centralized cloud storages that is currently in the system?
Well, the more nodes, the more peers, the more stable, the faster the speeds, and the speed will increase and increase in time, right, Giacomo?
Yeah, with demand. The more demand
With
comes
demand,
in, the
exactly.
more people will try and answer this demand.
Yeah,
Like
because
from little about like from the basics, like let's people more and more people will come to the ecosystem, and more loads will be running, and so it will increase the speed limit as well. So is
and
this the,
there will be competition between the nodes, and the hardware specs of the nodes will increase with demand. Faster CPU specs, faster computer, uh, faster storage, faster SSD drives, NVMe drives, data center drives. Like, there is no limit for this. The better CPUs, the better hardware, the more people, the more nodes, the faster the speeds.
right. So I guess this answers your question. So this is a some sort of, as soon as like more nodes will be running over there, so we'll definitely cross the speed limit of the centralized cloud storage for sure. So it is currently working on all these developments, and definitely you should see it, and follow the Twitter and Telegram channels, join these channels, and for the more information with the developments. Can we play game on Cinovate Cloud? uh, like Google launched their Google Stadia service. Is it a kind of option that we have?
Well, first I want to speak, and then Giacomo can answer also. When you develop a platform, everything will be possible on there. It all depends on the decentralized apps built on top of it. It can be built by the community. It will be open source. Everything we have is open source. It can be built by the community. It will be built by freelance developers, open source developers, companies, everything is possible. There is no limit on the, once you have the platform, everything is possible on the platform.
Everything is possible. You can use it from on for any of the purpose that you want to use, and definitely. So
We just need to decide as the project team to which first features to prioritize, you know, because there
right,
are
right.
so many things that we can do. It's everything is possible.
Yeah, Giacomo, you want to add something?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we're building an open ecosystem, the more the ecosystem is open, the more people will do whatever
Mm-hmm.
they want with the data they put on. So as long as people have the ability to build and to make something on top of it, then yeah, anything could happen. Stadia, anything else, anything you can imagine of. As long as there's people building it, I suppose that we could see anything happening on the cloud. Absolutely.
Totally, totally, certainly. And this is how we're. The next question that we have is like, how does it provide low fee structure? Giacomo, just just brief about.
I can answer first. Well, infinity nodes are needed for our blockchain. Without cloud, infinity nodes are already running. Right now, 2,000 nodes are running. Once there will be data stored on those nodes, it will be basically for free because the node owners already have the cost for running the nodes. So adding storage will be free. So our
Mhm.
platform will be free for the node owners.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah. So this is the one of the key point, like why the fee structure is really low. And Synovate. Next question is like Synovate being a private crypto, will it get banned in India under new crypto laws? Yeah, no. It is like there is no definition of the private crypto in any of the bill that are being presented in past world
Privacy
time.
coins, we are not privacy coins. We are fully open source. Like it's
Right.
not related to us at all. You know.
Right, right, and this is not comes under the banner of the private crypto. That's for sure. Yeah, as Tamar
Yeah.
explained. So there's no need to worry about any sort of thing. Like till then, we don't have the clarification and on the bill.
I think
So
the ban will be good for the future of cryptocurrency and blockchain because they are decentralizing it. They are
right,
encouraging decentralization.
but yeah, there is a just this sort of like what is that is currently being happening in from past 2 3 days. But definitely we'll need to see what is like these exchanges, these top CEOs of different exchanges and top like people in the crypto in Indian crypto system are there currently in talk with directly one to one with the government, and then try to figure out what best would be there for the Indian crypto scenario. And so definitely I believe like we'll be having some sort of huge positive enforcement from the government side as well. So now we have moving on to the next question, like can you highlight most important features provided by Cinovate? So yeah, these are the most important features as we explained. Like we have one of the most fastest way file transfer speed that we have, cost that we are current covering, like this is one of the most easy to, like you can say, very reasonable and very low fee cost structure that we have,
First of its
security.
kind, infinity nodes.
Yeah,
Infinity
definitely.
nodes
On
is
the
the
technical basis, there are infinity nodes, infinity chain that we
and
have, and
true decentralization is one of our key points. True decentralization.
truly, truly, truly. And so this is one of there are major advantages around it. So definitely, there are hard to cover in one particular session. But yeah, can you highlight most important features provided by? Yeah, so this is we have covered recently. What's the blockchain decentralized storage? What's the blockchain decentralized storage? Yeah, this is, I guess this is one of the very good questions that Priya is asking, and I believe Giacomo can take this and basically from the very basic to just give you just little bit of brief of 1 minute, and we can take this.
Sure, sure. Yeah, well, of course, we talked about data. So the main point, of course, is data. Then there's a lot of technological improvements to make sure that the ledger is extremely secure. We've been working on a lot of different things. We are mixed proof, so we have proof of work, proof of stake. We build our Infinity nodes on top, and then they participate directly in the consensus. So that's another added level of security. We got proof of burn. We have incentives for running nodes. That's pretty much, the technical part done. So this is where we're going right now.
Amazing, amazing. So I guess this is very crisp and one of the best answer to this. Like you can use it as a decentralized storage and basically to store your data on the ledger and will definitely gonna this Synovate is building the kind of technology that is being built it on Synovate is one of the best in class, and you should definitely follow the channels and accordingly. So now moving on to the next question: will Synovate be cost effective and compared to other clouds? Yeah, it's one of the most cost effective, and if you are concerned about your data privacy, you should definitely shift it on to the Synovate. And next question we have: what was the actual need to create Cinovate? So yeah, this comes an interesting question around it, like from the history, like how you guys planned out and how you guys had in that sort of idea. So Tamer, if you can shed some light on this, like about your journey.
Well, a great team takes a long time to build, but we've been together for a long time. We are, first of all, we are all decentralization fanatics. We care about decentralization too much and open source, and we care to be fair, and we wanted to decentralize the data, and this is how everything happened. We didn't meet with everyone in the same day. It just took some time and trust.
Mm-hmm.
And we are one of the maybe very few projects that trust each other like 100% without any questions. This is very important.
Yeah, yeah. So that's really up to the point that is basically this is why we need Synovate. And so like Netflix has created Amazon Cloud, will there be decentralized Netflix? I guess this is the kind of question that definitely. So maybe we'll be able to see some sort of decentralized OTT platform in that particular manner that is being built it on Synovate itself. So maybe this is the kind of future, and we don't have any sort of comments on this. So can I earn passive income by creating an infinity node? So this is and in the future earn passive income for storage hosting.
Well,
So
without the storage, right now it's possible to earn a passive income with the Infinity nodes, and we also have a service for inexperienced users who wants to create their node with just one click on the button, and they can just create it on their desktop wallet. Also, our mobile wallet updates in like this weekend. We will release the final version. Right now it's in beta. In the mobile wallet, our users will be able to create nodes, and in the future those nodes that are created in the mobile will store data too. So a user will earn passive income, will be able to earn passive income on his mobile wallet without even opening the app.
amazing. So I
And
guess
it will also be like one click on the mobile too. That's it.
so.
You just need to have the coins and you just click on it. That's
So
it.
that's it. Yeah, I
Very
guess
user
it's one of the
friendly.
most easiest way for the passive incomes that if you want to start.
Well,
So that definitely.
setting up, deploying a node is not is a complicated process for inexperienced users. You need to have Linux knowledge and some things. You need to be familiar with the command line
Yeah, these.
console, things like that. And we saw this. We've been developing for 3 years, and we saw all the downsides of everything, and we decided to create our own service for the future, uh, so we can have mass adoption for decentralized data.
Great, great, Tamer. I guess, yeah, definitely. So this is also, I believe, like they don't require much of the technical knowledge if you want to start with the Infinity node and have some sort of passive income source along with your main income source. So definitely, this should be like you definitely should shift on to the creating this sort of income stream for yourself. And this is one other questions are why you choose Innovate, why to use Innovate. As we explained, like there are one of the major advantages around the speed, the decentralization and the privacy, and along with that the technology that are being behind the infinity chains and infinity node that is being built it. And so definitely this standouts innovate from other platforms, so you should shift onto it. And shall we have to buy its subscription again and again? So
Well,
what,
there is no subscription.
there is no
Uh,
subscription, yeah.
Look,
Just
it works like this. You create a node, and your node has 12 months. And in that, if your node is active for the 12 months, the user will earn uh, passive income on top of it. If he wants to earn again and more, at the end of 12 months, he can create another one, or he can create anytime a new node, anytime he wants.
right. So there is a no subscription. So if you are having that sort of misunderstanding, like there are some sort of subscription that you need to basically have that to buy it again and again to. So there is no such thing. So if there are any sort of scammers around that are currently approaching you, so please be aware of that. That's Synovate is not have that sort of any of the subscription services that they are offering. So other we have is, can it be then on Mars too if we reach to the moon? Yeah, definitely it should be. It will be on Mars as well. If so, this is a kind of community-driven project. So if you try to spread the word into your friends and family and tell Synovate about Synovate that you have learned from this AMA session and the kind of technology that is one of the most prominent project ever seen in the cloud storage systems. And definitely, so I believe definitely we'll see it on the Mars as well one day. And can't wait to buy Cinovate. Can we stake it after buying?
Uh, the staking is we will release it at the end of the year. It will be very soon, but right now it's possible to create an infinity node and earn a passive income. Uh, since our nodes are 12, every new node has a 12-month limited lifespan. Uh, there are in some periods of every year there are expired nodes. It's possible to see on our Explorer, for example, there will be close to 1,000 expired nodes in the next 2 months. So this will increase the API,
Mhm.
the ROI in very high numbers, and the rewards will be much more for
That's
using.
amazing. So
And for staking, once we release the staking, it will be in the beginning. It will be very profitable for the users.
okay, yeah, this I guess this answers your question. So definitely. So and after that we had some sort of funny conversation in this, and after that, like, we have staking isn't ready today, but it will start in few weeks. Yeah, as Tamer explained. So these are the links. Definitely, you guys should join to for the regular updates around it. So we'll basically so there are some links around it. So you should like, we will spread it into the regular into the community as well after this AMA session, and you can join for the regular updates. So one there are some answers and questions that Andre has explained. So Andre is from your team, right?
Yes,
Remember? Right.
Andre is from Brazil.
Brazil. Okay, so
Hello.
everyone, the team member are distributed like from all over the world, and I believe, yeah, this is the way that decentralization, autonomous organization should move forward. So how can we operate our data through decentralization? So we have, like Andre has explained it in a very decent way and in a very detailed way as well. So I guess everyone is hearing about this, and everyone is basically can read it. If they have any sort of other questions, you guys can ask. And the last question we have is, means we don't need to spend money on it, is it as easy as just a sign in?
Uh, you mean uploading data? It's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to sign. It just he just unlocks the code of his mobile phone, and he can upload his file, and uh, he will just make a regular transaction. And
Mhm.
the regular this is the key point here, is the our cloud storage cost will be just a regular transaction, and all the transactions in our blockchain is burned, not given to miners, not given to anyone. They are burned. So in the future, it will create deflation. It will be, it's right now it's controlled inflation, because we
Right.
have proof of it's the our nodes are burned to run nodes, but in and all the transactions right now are burned, but it's not enough. and we still have some controlled inflation. But in the future, the more cloud users, and it's very possible to have every year decrease in our supply, not increase but decrease. This will be like a miracle in the financial money markets, you know, no deflation.
Right, Tema. So I guess this answers your question. So I believe we have covered all the questions. So we'll, if you haven't listened to any of the query, so you can, this recording of this AMA session will be live on the YouTube channel latest within 1 or 2 days, and so you can basically see these recording and go through if you have any sort of doubts. And please join all the channels that we have shared the link with you guys, and basically for the regular updates around it, and regular basically you can check it out how like the developments are happening with the ecosystem. And so definitely, so thank you so much for joining. I guess for today's session, like what Priya Gautam is I believe like have participated in a very decent and in a very active way, and I believe like she is the one basically as we'll announce it as a winner of this webinar with this AMS session particularly. And you can contact FinStreet support team for the for your reward. And definitely let's take this. And thank you so much guys for joining. Thank you Tamer, it was really pleasure for your insights. The kind of work that we are doing is really great, and people are just waiting for you for the regular developments on Synovate. And thank you Giacomo for your time, and it was really pleasure having some sort of insights from you at the technical end. But we didn't understand like much of the technicalities, but it was really pleasure basically having this conversation with you. Like people have that sort of understanding. If they will be having any doubts, so we'll redirect them to you guys, and we'll definitely solve each and every query of our community. And definitely we see a lot of potential in that. So till then we'll keep them updated. And thank you so much. More power to you guys.
Thank you
Thank you
guys.
very much.
It was our pleasure, really. We really enjoyed it. And please join our channels, Discord or Telegram, and you can ask us anything, anytime. It doesn't have to be on it doesn't have to be an AMA session, because we are doing
Right.
daily AMAs all the time. We love to answer. We love questions. We love to answer them, and we like to be transparent.
Totally, Tamar. Thank you so much. Thank you, Giacomo, and thank you so much for participating. We'll come back with some amazing projects and for you guys in the coming sessions as well. Thank you so much, guys. So that's it for now. Thank you, Tamar. Thank you, Giacomo,
Thank
again.
you.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.